So,
I want to carry one of these with me all the time and be like, I'm sorry, what did you say?
and I end up hitting the hitting tree. All right, so it looks like we gotta drive a little bit, and then the campground's kind of on the right-hand side, so got a little bit to drive through. It's gorgeous out here, though.
This one going, and then this one goes, and then this one, and then this one. So they're talking like across the pond to each other.
Well, it didn't take long. Crashed the drone for the first time. These DJI drones might be fun, but they're very easily able to do some damage. So luckily I was going sideways on the drone, and so it was, you know, in this drone, there's no sideways avoidance. So if you go sideways, and I was trying to get a nice little shot going sideways and turn it the wrong way, because of course it's facing me, and I end up hitting the hitting tree. So luckily a couple little scratches, but nothing major. So hopefully I don't do any more damage to this, and a little bit more aware and careful with it. I've always tried to be as careful as possible, but unfortunately it doesn't take much to just say, oh, let me push that limit just a little bit more, and I did that. So luckily everything's okay. You know, little scratches on the propellers, but nothing major. So it'll fly another day.
This is like the best white copper out there. TeamObsidian. It's held up for us for like 2 years. But it seems like it's leaking a little bit. So Brian is on the hunt to find the leak. And he's got some Gorilla Tape. He's gonna fix her up.
It's a lot easier if you try to find the spots on when there's like fading of the, I don't know, the protective covering or whatever that's on the inside of it. And so you can't really see it otherwise unless you go up inside it, and then you can see a little bit more, but you're probably not going to be able to see. This
is right, like this lining, you're saying it's like cracking through there?
Well, some of that, but honestly, even in the center of it, you can't quite tell, but you can see where it's fading. And I don't know if it's just like rubbing on it, but for the most part, it's held up pretty good. But it's been 1.5 years. I mean, come on, you can only expect so much. So I'm just trying to find every little tiny bit that's what Gorilla Tape, man, this stuff is golden. There's always work to do, so back at it. You definitely tell there's a lot of like potential. I may have to like spray the whole thing down, but I'll try that first.
So by being on the inside of it, I guess he can see the light that's shining through. Or he's just goofing around.
Come on in. It's hot up in here. Don't worry, I'm going to keep on all my clothes, but it's hot in here. Yeah, you can, I don't know if you can't probably see it, but like here's one little spot, like right here. You see the, I don't know if can you see that? Right there?
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, okay.
So there's a spot that I'm going to fix. If I can get it. Anyway, that's what I'm repairing. hard to keep the plastic like in line, and then some of the plastic sheeting is just sort of coming off right here, so that's not helping either. So I may just go ahead and re-tape with Gorilla Tape all the seams as well, just to make sure that I get every last bit. But I'm too cheap to replace the whole thing. That would just be too easy. So I'd rather spend the money for some Gorilla Tape and repair it and see if that helps itself. We'll see.
Okay, we're getting out of here. We're getting out.
Is there a tree near me?
No, but if you go too much to your left, you're gonna hit the awning arm.
So move to the right?
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah. Just don't go backwards because there's a tree behind you. Where are you headed?
I'm just gonna stay right here. Is this good?
That's
Is this
fine.
better?
That's fine.
You sure?
Yes.
I'll make sure I got
Surrounded by the picnic table, the fire pit, 2 trees, the arm of the awning, and then of course the RV.
So you're saying I'm golden? Yeah. Good. I was afraid I was gonna be a problem. There's a lot more holes in there than I thought, or at least a lot more fading. I may just have to bite the bullet and just go ahead and replace the whole thing. But I repaired some of it, so we'll see how long it lasts. We'll go from there.
He said he wants to test for leaks. Let's see how it holds up. Ready?
Sure.
Oh, hold on, we got a kink.
Do the shower. Put the shower thing on.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, that was a lot of fun. I'm ready to do that again. How'd you do?
It's not as dry as you think. There's a little bit of a leak coming from most of it. I will tell you, it's not as sealed as it once was. This may have to just be replaced. I mean, it does a pretty good job for the most part, but unfortunately, it isn't, quite as good as you would have imagined it to be. But again, it's been going on for a year and a half. Yeah, I don't know if I trust her whatsoever. So,
I want to carry one of these with me all the time and be like, I'm sorry, what did you say? He'll be on his best behavior at all times.
This sounds like a bad idea. All right, I think it's time to stop this fun. Enjoying the dog park. It's really pretty out here. Look at the view. Can't complain. Got the RV and the truck in the background with the gorgeous view.
RVing can mess with your mind sometimes. So right now the current time is 12:27 and it says we're gonna get to our destination at 11:55. So you kind of think, you're like, wait, I'm gonna arrive 30 minutes earlier than we are right now?
Time zone change.
You gotta remember, it changes. In most of the places we've lived, we've never had to worry about that. We've never like been on that border. So when we travel, we're like, oh yeah, we're gonna switch time zones now.
How you doing?
Good.
Did you back up the trailer?
I did, but you see that I didn't change the setting for myself, so I have to sit on the edge of the seat so I can reach the pedals. Otherwise, I'm way back here and the pedals are way up there and my feet don't come close. So when I take over, I just sit like this.
Sitting pretty, baby, sitting pretty.
Yes. Or I could not be lazy and just hit driver number 1 and then the seat would just adjust.
Oh, memory. Oh, yeah. Okay, all right.
Ticks can show up anywhere. As proof, we are on the beach, and Ryan has a tick attached to his calf.
Ow. Ow.
Man.
Ew.
When you remove the tick, make sure that you get the head as well. So you want to get a good grip of him and pull straight out, maybe with a little bit of an upward motion. You can use tweezers. The only reason I use my fingernails is because tweezers make me nervous that I'm going to pinch too hard and maybe rip off his head. I know that sounds horrible.
Well, rip off my head.
It sounds bad, but like I said, I have long enough nails, so that's for me the kind of safest way to make sure I get a good grip of him and make sure I get his head out as well. After you remove the tick, you want to make sure to kill the tick and to clean the tick bite. So start with soap and water, and then if you have either peroxide or alcohol, go ahead and put that on the bite, and then just watch for signs of an infection. Lyme disease, I think the tick usually has to be on a little bit longer, closer like 36 hours. But you can get other diseases from ticks. So just look for, fever, confusion, fatigue, things like that. And if it's Lyme disease, there's usually like bullseyes that will start to form, like the red lines will start to form around where the bite was. So keep your eye out for that. The body can fight that off sometimes, but then there are other times when you do need antibiotics. So living in an RV is not always sexy.
Yeah, it is. Hold on a second. Totally always is.
As I'm talking about ripping off ticks' heads. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well maybe not.
We're at St. Andrews State Park in Panama City Beach. Well, it's got all different types of sites, whether you want, there's concrete pads, there's gravel, lots of waterfronts. And the way it's set up, that even if you're in like the second row or like the third row away from the water, that you can see in between the other RV sites. So it's almost like you have a good view no matter where you are.
Yeah, you really get all the bay. So most of the sites are on the bay, not on the Gulf itself. But it's maybe a half mile to three quarters of a mile walk or bike ride or golf cart ride to the beach. And the sand is super white, super sandy. It's gorgeous here. The sunsets are just amazing. You get flyovers for planes and helicopters from the Air Force base.
Not a lot to hike around here though, but we did walk down to the Lagoon Pier. Dogs aren't allowed on the pier, but we were able to watch a fisherman clean his fish and feed the pelicans. And then in the back there we found a little nature trail, so we just kind of strolled through there just to get a quick 3 miles in. Nothing too extreme.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, dogs aren't allowed on the beach, of course, very typical for Florida. But yeah, we had a really good time. still have the light on. Good morning, everyone.
We decided to catch a sunrise instead of a sunset.
Yeah, so we're here. We've made it.
This is Big Lagoon State Park. It's kind of a quiet park. There's only a couple trails. Not a whole lot going on here. Very short sites.
Everything's gravel, mainly more of a paved kind of area, but there's a lot of bumpiness coming in. This unfortunately went through one of the hurricanes as well, so they've had some damage. A couple places are out. I think a tower, one of the trails is out as well too. So it's not as enjoyable as we normally like it, but we're making the best of it, and especially this early in the morning when Ange hasn't had her coffee yet, and I have a little bit of a energy drink that I've down, trying to make the best of it. But it's gonna be a good morning, I think.
When you're staying at Big Lagoon State Park, you actually have access to 2 more state parks at no additional cost. So one of them is Perdido Key.
The other one is Tarkland Bayou.
Yeah.
I think Tarkland Bayou, but that one's closed. I think they're doing some renovations on the parking lot.
Ever wonder how intense the Florida sun is? It's disintegrated our map.
My wife thinks that this map is like, it's gone, it's done, there's nothing's gonna save it, unfortunately, but I got a trick. Amazon got this spray, they say it's like water almost. It's just, it goes on clear and it brings back that shine back. So we're gonna test that out for you and we're gonna see how good it is, all right? Get it nice and soaked, all with the product. Let it sit for like a second and then just wipe on off. See? It's already starting to show through. Yeah, right there. Oh, just a little bit more, get that product really deep in there. Wow, that shines.
Not bad.
See? Told you. Just for, I think it was like $26. Well worth it, I'm telling you. Looks like a whole new map.